Okay, and it looks like we are live streaming. So we'll get started. My name is Harlequin Murray. I'm your co-host this evening, as I am every Monday night. And this is Ellen Wynn's team for the most part. We do have some visitors that come in from time to time, but it's mostly designed for our team to get some information and also have an opportunity to ask questions because a lot of people are not able to do that during the day if you have a day job and you can't be on the huddle each weekday. But anyways, I'm here with bells on, literally, so to help everybody out. But also, Ellen's just sitting there laughing at me. But anyways, if you're new here this evening, welcome. We're excited to have you and looking forward to getting to know you. But also, if you are not familiar with Ellen, she is my personal sponsor and she's been a dear friend of mine for the last 20 years. But anyways, she lives in Dallas, Georgia, where she was born and raised and on her family's farm. And anyway, she has been with DAC for 7.5 years now, so she knows a ton of stuff about DAC. And I know almost as much stuff as she does. I've been here 6.5 years. But anyway, she's got a really strong background in business. She's run, worked in the corporate arena with Domino's Pizza, managed all of the locations in the state of Georgia pretty much and was responsible for training. So she's got a training background. When I met her, she was with another network marketing company and was the national training manager for that. But she's also been a business owner. She's owned her own pizza restaurant. She had a couple of locations. She currently owns a limousine company and an insurance agency. And she's got a ton of knowledge, so we get to take advantage of that. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, take it away. And before well, I'll say something at the end. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Harlequin. And welcome everybody. Glad you're here tonight, whether you're here with us live or whether you're watching us on the replay. As you're going through that introduction, Harlequin, and the different things that I have going with my limo business, insurance agency, DAC, and also managing some rental properties, I got a lot of stuff going on. But you know what? That doesn't prevent me from being successful with DAC. In fact, I'm one of the most successful agents in or brokers in DAC. So I say that not to brag, but just to give you guys the outlook that whatever you've got going on in life, if you'll just figure out how you can squeeze DAC in between, you can have tremendous success here. Also, I say that in your recruiting efforts, when you're looking to recruit people, sometimes it's better to find busy people to recruit into DAC rather than finding people that don't have a whole lot going on and might need DAC. I'd rather find the people that have a client base and would love to add DAC to their portfolio than folks that aren't really doing a whole lot in life or maybe just don't have any ambition. They're going to have more success if they've already got a lot going on because busy people know how to get things done. So that's a good kickoff to what we're going to do tonight. We're going to make this short. It's a holiday week. I can't believe that we're just a couple of days away from Christmas Eve and then a week and a half away from New Year's Eve. Oh my gosh, this year has flown by. But right now, I want to get us into screen share mode, pull up our top recruiters for the week, do a little team recognition. And for the week of the 15th through the 21st, we had two people that had two or more recruits. For those of you that don't know, I do this every week, and to be listed by name, you had to have at least two new recruits to be on the leaderboard. We had quite a few agents that had one new recruit, but the two that stood out were number one, Taisha Smith with 4 new brokers. And in second place, we had Abundance Awesome Wealth with 2 new brokers. So congratulations to you two for taking the lead and getting on the leaderboard. Also, I'd like to congratulate our new brokers who have gotten off to a fast start and completed their broker certification in their first 7 days. And that is Deshiqua Wilson, DB Funding Solutions, Implicit Tax Services, and Yathavan Wijeyaratnam. I practiced that earlier trying to say it right. If you're on and listening to this, I'm so sorry for butchering your name. But anyway, I want to congratulate those 4 new brokers who have gotten started and out of the gate quickly, getting their certification done immediately. Also want to point out what our schedule is for the week. We had our huddle today with David Rutch. We've got huddle tomorrow. I believe McGuire's going to be leading that. Maybe David in there. I know me, Matt, and Nick have been doing some of the huddles, but we're not doing any of them this week. So Wednesday, the huddles will not be live. It's Christmas Eve, and then Thursday is Christmas Day, and Friday is the day after. So DAC is taking a Christmas holiday. Email support will still be open, but the offices will not be open for as much broker and rep support as usual. Also, with these holidays, if the banks are closed, that means that there's not going to be any funding taking place. However, your websites work 24/7 where people can get their application started and move on through that process. If they're getting funded with Giggle, there's possibility that they can still get funded on the weekends. But if it's a non-banking day, that may be iffy with them. We don't do a lot of Giggle fundings. Those are your lower fundings where they're connecting with Plaid, okay? But just want to make everyone aware of the holiday schedule. Next week is going to look very much the same, where we'll probably do Monday, Tuesday, and then be closed going into the new year. So hopefully you guys will be able to take some time off and really enjoy some quality time with family and friends and whoever those important people are around you, even if they're not in your hometown or where you live today, that you'll stay in touch with those folks or reach back out to them through phone, text message, email, Zooms, whatever reach out method you want to have. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail here. So if you were on some of the huddles that were going on last week, the one that I did, I talked about finish strong and start stronger, meaning finish out this year strong so that you're getting off to a stronger start for the new year. And we talked about some things that may be holding you back. What is it that you're not going to tolerate anymore about yourself, about your behavior, and about your actions or lack thereof that have prevented you from propelling your business forward the way you want to move into the new year? So tonight we're going to go into Q&A, and the big question is, how can we help you make 2026 your breakthrough year? What can we do as team leaders? A lot of folks that are on this team are in a part of Harlequin's group. Harlequin is one of the largest legs or organizations inside of my group. So many of you work directly with her. If you're not in Harlequin's team, then you're probably working directly with me. But we want to get some feedback from you tonight on what we can do to help you make 2026 your breakthrough year. So I'm going to go off a screen share here and go to question and answer. I saw Ray with a hand up earlier. Don't know if that was an accident or if she lowered her hand waiting for us to go to Q&A. Anybody got any questions, comments? Harlequin, you had a couple of things that you wanted to share. You want to do that while we're waiting to see if anybody has anything they want to share?
Yeah, and Ray just said that that was an accident.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I was talking to Ellen earlier, and if anyone that is listening to this has a team at all, if you've got people that you've recruited, I would highly recommend go into your back office and run the list view of your team to see who is certified or not. And, as a friendly reminder to them, just call them up and one, touch base with your team members. I know Ellen and I that it's a little bit difficult to try and call as many people as we have on our team. We try to do that, but um, just reach out to them and say, hey, I just wanted to wish you happy holidays, happy new year, find out what you can do to help them, but also point out, some of them who may have signed up before and they haven't always been as active, they may not realize about certification and they may not know that they need to be certified. And talk to them about the fact that, hey, if you go through the certificate or if you don't go through certification, they're now only getting 10% of bonus revenue. Whereas if they get certified, they get anywhere from 40% up to 80%. And, that's a huge incentive to get certified. And if you're listening to this and you haven't gotten certified yourself yet, it's 2.5 to 3 hours. It's not a huge time commitment, but it just makes sure that we're all on the same page and we're giving the correct information to our clients. But anyways, that was my 2 cents. And besides that, it's a good idea to keep in touch with your team members if you haven't talked to them in a while.
Absolutely. We were also talking about the holidays and how we're going to be interacting with people that we don't see on a regular basis and having that opportunity to check in. I know many times when I'm talking with someone, if they're telling me what's going on, I normally one of my first questions someone that I know is in business is saying, hey, what do you do? Right? If it's a friend or family member that I haven't seen in a while and I'm not sure what's going on in their work life, I will ask the same questions. What are you doing for income? Are you still working? Or what kind of career path have you had? Asking those questions to get that conversation started, because it's inevitable. If you ask that, 99% of the time, those folks are going to say, well, what are you doing, Ellen? And they're going to ask that reciprocal question, giving you an opportunity to tell about your funding business and you're now a certified broker, right? So good opportunity to reconnect. David has been talking about that. We've all been talking about that, reaching out and creating relationship conversations and being relational, not transactional, and letting people know that we're really here to help them and to offer our services, not trying to sell them something that they may or may not need. They're not going to be open to listening if they feel you're trying to sell, but if you're trying to educate them, they're much more open to what you have to say. Okay? Anybody? Nobody's got questions, comments. It's all good. We can make this a short call. I don't like going on unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Hello, Ellen.
Yes.
Hey, this is Barney Humphrey, Huntsville,
Hey,
Alabama.
Barney. How
Yes,
are you?
ma'am. All right, all right. I had a question about the commission. Okay, could you just give me a maybe an example if we wrote somebody, if I got a client that needed $100,000,
Mhm.
what would be the commission on that particular if everything went through and everything was approved?
Yeah, so $100,000 is going to depend on a few things. One, it's going to depend on the lender that does the funding.
Hmm.
We get more, I say we, DAC gets more of a commission from some lenders than others. It's also going to depend on how competitive they had to be to win the business, meaning did they have to cut some of their fees to your client to be able to win the business over somebody else that may have been making them an offer. With all that said, it's a variable number. It's typically going to be somewhere between a 3.2 to 4% of the funding amount. So if
Okay.
they get $100,000, you're probably going to make anywhere from 3,200 to 4,000
Okay.
if you're at the 40% level. But
Okay.
whatever that number is, DAC takes what they earn in commission and they pay out 80% of that to the field. That's where we have the ability to earn 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue.
Okay.
They retain the other 20% for operations and all of the good stuff that they give us and provide for us for free. But that'd be
Okay.
a really good day. If you had $100,000 funding, that'd be a nice commission coming into your Relevate account.
Okay.
Now, is
I
that
just
just
wanted to make sure that I understood that because I got that kind of confused with that 40% bonus, you know,
sure?
so I'm thinking, shoot, if I make 40% over 100,000,
Yeah.
shoot, yeah, I'm
Oh
gonna go to
no,
work right now.
I hear you. And people get excited about that. But if you just stop and think and you're going, wait a minute, there's no way I could make $40,000 on that 100,000
Yeah.
because if that were the case, DAC and Bank Breezy wouldn't exist because nobody would be borrowing money from us if
Yeah.
they were charging that kind of fee
Yeah.
on top of the money to be able to pay us as brokers. So.
Okay. I
But
just
it's
want to
still
clear
it's
that
still
up.
a lot of money. But thank you for asking that. I'm sure that a lot of people have thought that they're going, wow, I'm earning 40%
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
they borrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 40% of the bonus revenue.
Yeah. Okay.
And if
Thank
you
you.
haven't seen it yet, David has uploaded some new broker compensation videos into our learning management system that's been added in addition to the broker certification slides. They're all little bite-sized pieces, but it's really good. It takes about 30 minutes to go through. And if you don't understand something, it's real easy to go back and rewind where he was going through that explanation.
Yeah,
Okay.
I caught the meeting last week, the one that was kind of big for us. Yeah, so
Oh yeah, the Tuesday night.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome. Thank you for your question. Hey, Ray, how are you tonight?
Good evening. This is not an accident this time. I just wanted to share a comment. I was reading a comment in the chat. I can relate to um just allowing life to get in the way. Recently my mom had to be admitted to the hospital more than once within a week. So, my goal is to definitely get more focused with the business because this is a really good business and I definitely don't want to miss out. I'm really not into the New Year's resolutions. I used to do that, but I guess my mindset always been you're either going to do it or you're not going to take action, and that's just that's what's been my mindset. Like either do it or you ain't going to do it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with writing goals or anything, but um, I just know that I definitely want to definitely see some changes, especially with me, because it starts with me. No matter what, no matter how much training is out there, no matter what Dave says or anybody say, it really starts with what is it that you truly want to do. So my goal is definitely is to improve and making more time and um, and I realized life getting away. Like I said, my mother, she had to be in the hospital twice, and that was kind of a little distress, But I'm getting through that, and she did get out today. She's doing better. So I just wanted to share
Uh,
that.
There you are. I thought we lost you there for a minute.
Can you
Well,
hear?
yeah, I can hear you. Sorry to hear that your mom's been having some issues, Ray, but thank you for sharing that with us. This business is great, and I think back in time when I was going through losing my mother, and not saying that you're losing your mother, but my mother had had some illness issues, and she was um, being hospitalized and all the things that we go through with aging parents. And I just thank God for DAC and my ability to be an entrepreneur and have my own business because when I needed to be with my family, I didn't have to call and get a boss's permission. In fact,
Right.
that's one of the things that propelled me to leave corporate America because I had lost my dad, and the guy that I was reporting to at Domino's Pizza, when I told him what had happened, he wanted to know when the funeral was, which was going to be on a Saturday. And he said, well,
Wow.
I guess you'll be back to work on Sunday, right? Assuming I was coming back the next day. And that just
Wow.
rocked my world that I had put in 8.5 years for this company. And my direct boss was expecting me to be back to work the day after my dad's funeral. So it really put me into a mind shift change
Yes.
back then. But if, back to where we are, that the ability to choose your own time and not have to ask for permission and not be expected to report back at a specific time. It's been life changing for me with DAC, and I wish that for you too. I hope that you do take this new year, whether you do a resolution or not, but take it as a clean slate as we move in
Yes.
January 1st. And whatever those goals are that you've already had, maybe you haven't acted on them yet, use January as a clean slate to maybe put new systems in place. Maybe you're, whether it's following a daily minder or your calendar more detailed, or creating a new system to where you've got your routine of that customer follow up, where you're making your contacts and then your touch file coming back to them and putting those things in place that really help you be successful. So thank you for sharing that, Ray. Was there something else that you wanted to share?
That's it for right now. So
Okay. Well, you and your mom are in my prayers for healing, and that this holiday season will be a time of quality time for you and your family to be able to celebrate the birth of Jesus. So thank you for your comments. Appreciate you always having something to say.
thank you, Ellen. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That comment, Ray, brings me to something else, talking about being an entrepreneur. Just for fun, I was looking earlier at some numbers and doing some search on Google. You know, it's for everyone on this call, whether you build a big team or whether you're out here just working part-time, $40,000 a year income is an easy target for you guys to hit with DAC. Okay. And I pulled that number just from looking at different people in the organization. I'm saying that as a part-time number. Okay. But think of this. If you took that income that you could make with DAC and you were working for corporate America trying to generate the same income, do you know how much you'd have to make working in corporate where they're taxing your income before it comes to you? You'd have to make at least $50,000 to be able to bring home 40,000. Well, the beauty with DAC is we get commissioned on a 1099. That means we get 100% of the money that we earn. And then if we do a great job of managing that money, paying our bills, paying our expenses, documenting our expenses, or tracking our business expenses, tracking our mileage, doing all the things, tracking your cell phone, your internet, all of these things that you get to write off 100%, your health care, those types of expenses that you get to write off. Um, After the deductions are done, then you pay taxes on that dollar amount that's left over after you've done your business deduction. So the tax that you have to pay as a business owner is a much smaller number compared to what you pay as an employee. And you've got a lot more money to work with throughout the year. So again, I'm blessed and so thankful that I took that leap of faith back in 1997 and walked away from corporate America. It was the scariest time in my life because I didn't do what most people do. Most people get started with business like DAC and start it part time and they're doing something else. They got a full time job or maybe another part time job. I walked away from a solid, really nice income when I left corporate and started my restaurants from the ground up. It was the scariest time in my life. I had everything that I owned was on the line, and my reputation in the community for fear of failure, all of that was out there. And I just had that failure is not an option attitude. And I wish that each of you on here tonight would have that failure is not an option for you. as you move into 2026, and just have that do whatever it takes attitude, that you're not going to let this not work for you, because the only way DAC is not going to work for you is if you're not working. Because if you'll follow what we teach and you do what we teach, then DAC will work for you. It may take you a little bit longer. It may take you more contacts. It may take you more conversations than some people, but DAC works as long as you're willing to put the work in too. Hey, Lisa, I see you've got a hand up. How are you tonight?
Great evening. Can you hear me okay?
You bet. You sound great.
Awesome, awesome. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy
And I just
holidays.
want to say, Ray, I pray your mom just continues to get better and stronger, as well as Mark, who said he's having some challenges right now and health with his health. So I pray that you as well get better and stronger. Ellen, thank you and Harlequin for all that you do, and I wish nothing but more happy years for each of you and your family. I want to say thank you, Ellen, for your encouraging words and, excuse me, and what you give us when you are the quarterback. But you give us that too each and every week as our mentor and coach, and you are so appreciated. I am working to get to more networking events. Was something I haven't done. I've been with DAC since May of 2023, and I'm getting to more networking events. Last week I went to one, and I think they're probably one of the local groups that I will join. It was so warm and welcoming, and I'm going to meet up with one of the young ladies who's actually a payment processing merchant, right? So we're going to chit chat after the holidays and see how we can partner up. And then I also got to talk with the founder of the networking group, and along with a whole lot of the other business owners. But just like you said, just this is this is it. Like I'm a consulting, a leasing consultant, and leaving there, it's a 30-minute drive, and um, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? How long you want to do this for? So I am looking forward to making DAC it for me. In this upcoming couple of weeks, not just the new year, but in the upcoming couple of weeks. So I want to thank you once again for all that you help with, and I'm so happy to be a part of you all's team.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. So you spend 11 entire days, that's 24-hour days, a year in your car just driving to and from work to go make money, right? If that was
Wow.
24-hour day. Yeah, that's a lot of hours. And Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. I really do. But as you're talking about that you're starting to do more networking groups. Girl, I have watched you just blossom here over the past few months, where you were trying to figure out what to say in conversations, and you learned what to say in conversations, and you helped a client get funded. Did that create some massive belief in what we're doing and your ability? Yeah. So you just keep on shining. You got this. You got it. And I know that 2026 is going to be an awesome year for you if you just continue the momentum that I have seen you create over the past few months in your personal DAC business.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you for your wishes for the holiday season too. All right, anybody else before we wrap up? I think that's going to
Yeah,
be it.
well, I just wanted to say, let's all give Mark Green our prayers. He's currently listening to us while he's sitting in the hospital with pneumonia and a
Come
regular
on.
heartbeat. So my prayers are with you, Mark. And you know, you also mentioned that, you've allowed life to get in the way. We all do that at certain points in time. And I wish you well on your fresh start that you're on. And I don't know if you were able to be on last Tuesday's Zoom where David went over building a local team. If that's something that you're wanting to do, reach out to Ellen or myself and we can get you some information on that. So,
Yeah,
but
and
first off, get out of the hospital. You don't want to be there during the holidays.
not at all. And thank you for reading that, Harlequin. I did not even see that message from Mark. So Mark, we're thinking about you. You're in our prayers, and you got this. Just stay strong. I know you are, and tell those doctors you got to get home. You're ready to get out of the hospital. God willing, you will, and you'll be celebrating Christmas at home. So, all right. Thank you again, Harlequin. Mark, everybody that's got struggles going on right now, which I know a lot of us do in the holiday season, maybe not you personally, but maybe it's, in years past, you may have lost a loved one around the holidays, and it makes the holidays a little bit tougher for you. Um, Prayers are with you that you can see a new and fresh light on this and have all those positive memories of how that person influenced you in a good or a bad way. But whatever we learn has always been something that shaped us and helped us be the person that we are today. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Hey, Mark, see you, buddy. All right, y'all take care. God bless you all. We'll see you on tomorrow's huddle. Take
Good
care.
night. Thank you. Bye bye.
Merry Christmas.